A lot. What went wrong with Game of Thrones?
As you all well know, we're sticklers for consistency and sobriety here at Analytical Madness. So, when we watched the latest seasons of Game of Thrones, we found ourselves a bit puzzled. And not just a bit puzzled, but more like you found a box in a random trash can and like half the puzzle pieces were missing. So you just threw together a half dog, half cat puzzle. That kind of puzzled. So who else but the being whose mind is missing half the puzzle pieces could be of more use in discussing exactly what went wrong with good old GOT. And, dearest audience, I hope you enjoy, for I have a special treat for him, which will make sure that this is his final CG.
Why are you laughing, Mr. Analyze?
Oh, I'm just so glad to see you here. I've laid awake thinking about your arrival for almost 2 weeks now, and about this wonderful tub of ice cream that I have all to myself.
Enjoy your ice cream, my dearest companion. Hopefully your smile can cheer me up.
Oh, but I couldn't, have all this ice cream for myself, and I hate to see you sad. Do I? Yeah, definitely. Hate to see you sad. Have some ice cream.
Oh, but I wouldn't want to rob my bestest buddy of his ice cream.
Eat the damn ice cream! I'll just put it here. If you, feel so inclined to, have some non-toxic bite. Have a bite. Yes, bite. Food. Delicious.
Watching Game of Thrones the past few weeks has made me feel rather downcast. The last few seasons haven't been that good, my dear friend. But I have to say, it feels slightly better seeing you again.
Oh, well, we're going to have to fix that.
I know, right? If the two of us put our inquisitive minds together, I'm sure we can work out why the show went downhill like an apple cart slipping down a mountain of delicious chocolate ice cream.
Sure, that's what I meant. Let's go with that. Anyway, I certainly think the butterfly effect is at least partially to blame.
I feel butterflies in my tummy every time I see you.
Kill him with ice cream. Martin himself has talked about this. There were many things D&D changed, like them actually killing off Mance Rayder, who's alive in the books, which will have affected the story.
Mr. Analyze. Spoilers!
Do they make you sad?
Very much so!
In the books, Barristan doesn't die and actually becomes ruler of Meereen, overthrowing Hisdar in a little coup. He then proceeds to thoroughly screw up ruling in Meereen because he's a political idiot, unlike myself, and gets manipulated left and right.
Thanks for inviting me, by the way.
Oh, no problem. The city then falls into madness. In the show, instead, Tyrion arrives before the arena fight, gets into Dany's graces.
Mostly her wine cellar.
And after the arena, he's left ruling Meereen. Because they killed off Barristan and introduced Tyrion early, they had him take on the Barristan role. There's an itty-bitty problem with that. Barristan had been established as being a poor politician, while Tyrion had been established as a good one. So they had to have the poorly thought-out slaver plot, which went awry and made Tyrion look like a fucking idiot to get to the same point. And he's not the only character this happens to.
The same happens with Tyrion's bestest friend in the whole wide world, Varys. In the books, our spider supports a character called Aegon Targaryen, the supposed surviving son of Rhaegar. Varys' plan was to raise the boy in secret, teach him to be the perfect king, and put him on the throne when he came of age. That's why he wants peace in Book and Season 1. His preparations aren't finished yet. But in the show, this doesn't pay off because Aegon is scrapped from the story, so Varys ends up just joining Dany and twiddling his thumbs for 2 seasons while we're told he's spying around. It's really depressing to see such a beautiful, bald man brought so low.
Oh, depressing, is it? What about Sansa? She's the primary beneficiary of this writing technique. They haven't mentioned Jade Poole, WikiLink, since Season 1, so they couldn't use her in the Ramsay plot. So Sansa filled that role, despite it turning her from an empowered goth woman back to a scared little not-so-goth girl for Theon to rescue. And she had to be the one to organize Peter's sham trial instead of, say, Lady Stoneheart, who is well known for her shammery. Now that's depressing.
But they couldn't use our favorite undead lady because that would turn Catelyn from a lovable mommy into a vengeful mummy.
Well, that and lack of time, presumably.
And they follow the trend of the good characters never doing anything unambiguously bad. Tyrion doesn't kill Shae out of a dark rage. He does so in self-defense. Cersei commits atrocities.
Don't you mean dark atrocities?
Very good, Analyze. Very dark atrocities. Because she wants to protect her children, at least before Season 7. Theon has an entire dark scene.
This is just getting ridiculous.
Dedicated to him being conflicted about following his daddy, when in the books he immediately accepts the dark plan to conquer the Dark North.
And, conversely, they do the opposite too. Meryn Trant,
King of Darkness, the darkest of dark,
is turned into a sadistic child rapist.
Well, that's a rather dark change, isn't it, Analyze?
I need a happy pill.
Have some ice cream.
Chomp.
Don't worry, a child ends up killing him, so it's all PG friendly.
And at the same time subverting Arya's turn to darkness. Chomp.
And make all of her future actions justifiable one way or another. Like the Frey pies, delicious as they may be, it's rather messed up.
Yeah, and it's fucked up too.
To kill siblings and then feed them to their daddy. In fact, it's the biggest taboo in Westeros.
But then later, they have her encounter Ed Sheeran, Lannister god extraordinaire, and be all buddy-buddy with him.
So they stopped her character arc to present her as more sympathetic to the audience. Again.
It's not just stop, it's stop, then put it in reverse, then stop again, then move forward a bit, then put it in reverse. Are they trying to write a character or parking instructions?
And so, with these changes, the characters become flanderized. They're no longer complex, flawed people, but characters that have one element taking over their personality. Like badass Arya, creepy Littlefinger, horrified Tyrion.
And also, I think, because of the bullet points. In the early seasons and the books, you can see it's always character-driving plot. That's why Martin's characters sometimes get completely out of hand.
In what way?
The story started with 9 POVs covering a single complex plot in a Game of Thrones. Dance has 18 POVs, and I can't even remember what all the plots are. If you start a campfire and end up burning down your house, sorry, I mean shack, I'm pretty sure that would count as a bit out of hand.
Did you talk to my camp counselor?
The show's characters don't get out of hand like that, but instead, what you see in later seasons is plot-driving character. Very intelligent people are making very stupid decisions.
Tyrion.
Just so the plot can go on. Just so Dany doesn't crush Cersei the moment she lands. And I think that's a product of the fact that D&D only got bullet points from Martin. They know where to go, but not how to get there. Couple that with time pressure and budget, and they try to get the characters there as fast as they can, sometimes with literal teleporting.
And sometimes they also change the plot Martin has written because they feel the need to deliver their own interpretation of the story and the themes.
Like Rob getting his dick wet. Makes you thirsty, don't it? Makes you crave some nice melted ice cream.
That's why Dorne is considered by many demanding dragons to be a vanity project. Dorne in the books is all about exploring whether vengeance should be prioritized over the well-being of people. Dorne in the show is all about how Ellaria don't need no man to kill Dorne. And the facial features of Indira Varma.
Dragon demands his dick hardens. I don't think it's entirely D&D's fault. Dragon demands goes flaccid. Feast and Dance were structured very oddly. If they turned each book into a separate season, then the audience wouldn't be able to see its favoritist characters. And they couldn't have had those lovely end-of-the-season cliffhangers they love, unless they blended them together.
And because they did, season 4 to 7 became incredibly plot-dense. Martin had to split the story into 2 books to structure them properly. D&D had only 10 episodes per season to deal with these gazillion plot threads. That's why they had to push various plot lines around to odd moments. Like the Ironborn appearing in season 2 and 3, then going on holiday, to all of a sudden reappear in season 6, and then take up a very important role in the story.
And this pushing storylines around had the side effect of them being out of sync. Theon saving Jae and escaping Winterfell only comes after the King's Moot in the books, but it comes before it in the show, meaning that Theon has to be at the moot, making it make, let's just be kind and say, less sense.
And
actually, let's not be kind. It made no fucking sense!
You shouldn't curse, Analyze. That makes me fucking sad. Gulp.
Same thing goes for Jaime sticking by Cersei for like 3 seasons after being disenchanted with her. They wanted the Dorne story with him, they wanted the Riverland story with him, and they wanted him as her general in season 7. Involving him in these things and spreading them out over multiple seasons meant they could not have him tell her to fuck off as soon.
And Bronn was given his castle and his darling wifey at the end of season 4. But because Jaime's arc happens only after season 4, they take it all away, leaving him a sad Bronn. Instead, we're treated to many a filler scene in which Sir Bronn of the Snark Water snarks at Sir Jaime the Bust Slayer. Sure, these filler scenes started in season 1, but back then the scenes had to be there because people didn't know the characters. But do we really need to hear for the 10th time that Bronn loves money, sex, and is snarky?
Damn straight! Sex is great, I hear. Money is fan-fucking-tastic, I hear. And snark is what it's all about, baby.
Is that really all there is to live Analyze? Sex, money, snark? Or is there more? Is there something that really gets to the heart of things? Because Bronn and Jaime have more than just that between them. They have friendship, love, bromance. Maybe it's possible in this world of Rose for 2 good men to find each other, even to start a project together, and one day, become successful owners of a small website that they are proud to call home.
No, Bronn's gonna shoot Tyrion, and you're gonna eat the rest of this fucking ice cream!
Actually, I finished it ages ago. I ate the rest of it in the freezer, too.
Those were ice cubes!
And they were delicious.
You're remarkably upright.
I'm always upright when I'm around you.
I think there's another ice cube over there.
Oh? Over where?